corridor. And both of those paths led us here to the observatory, which in turn will lead us to our next destination. So that's where we're going to be headed this time. I do apologize for the unexpected gap in... oh dear. You good, YouTube? Huh. I don't know, YouTube's acting weird today. Maybe there were updates in the couple of weeks that I wasn't streaming. And as an explanation, again, I apologize. There's been a lot of personal stuff going on, and I haven't really felt like streaming in the last little bit. But here I am. I can't make any promises of consistency yet, but my hope is to finish up Jenka's Nightmare fairly soon, and then we'll see what happens next. Unfortunately, I don't have enough subscribers to make a post on YouTube to say, hey, this is what's going on, so haven't really been able to give any sort of update on that front. Anyway, I believe... yep. This is where we're headed. So... Plantation. Wrong button, there we go. Is freaking huge. It's real big, kinda scary. First thing we're gonna do is head over this way. Okay, got some enemies on our way. And this gets us a machine gun expansion. Now, with that taken care of, we actually have to go back to the observatory where we just were. We can't do that. Okay. Okay. Pretty sure it's that pipe. Don't worry, I haven't completely forgotten how to play the game. I've only mostly forgotten how to play the game. Anyway, we want to get that machine gun expansion and then head back to the observatory. That is the point that I am reaching. It would help if I could aim. Unfortunately, I have not been practicing with the Rudy Tooty point and shooties. So my aim is probably not that much worse than usual, honestly. Pew Pew is not my strongest attribute. Pipes away. all these blocks, we can get back up. Ignore the bats for now. We're actually going to take our newly capacity expanded machine gun. I never did get a chance to return the storehouse key to Jenka. I hope this isn't all my fault or something. Oh, right. Quote, did you want to trade weapons back now? Yep. Now that we've gotten that machine gun expansion, we can give that back to Balrog for safekeeping. It'll all make sense later. Hold on. There we go. Well, somehow that worked out. It's worth going ahead and saving it here. You know, if the game offers you a save point, usually good to make use of it. Now here, we've got a pipe maze. Unfortunately for everyone involved, I don't remember the solution, and I didn't write it down in my notes. So we're just gonna try stuff until it works eventually. Which means that it's not gonna work for a little bit. Fun. That was incorrect. Okay. I'm remembering it a little bit. Down here. Cool. Fortunately, the pipe maze is not a lengthy section. Or it would be fortunate if I hadn't just fallen. Oh well. And while we could technically be leveling up the fireball with some of the weapon energy that we're picking up, or that the enemies are dropping anyway, yeah, I may as well go ahead and grab some while I'm thinking of it, but we don't have a lot of need for the fireball's particular niche right now. I'm not sure why I stood there as though that was going to miss me. Admittedly, using the fireball against some of these later game enemies is kind of fun. Later game, I say, as though one of the prominent enemies in this area isn't normally present exactly where I'm using the fireball the most. Anyway, the old jail allows us to get up and around this way. And this introduces one of the fun parts of the plantation here. But first, we want to come over here and grab another life capsule. So yeah, all those fun horizontal press obstacles that were present in the original plantation, mostly to prevent you from getting up to the last cave without doing the whole rocket quest. Yeah, here they are. They're just a normal obstacle now. Yeah, so I was talking about that whole fireball thing to explain why I wasn't going to be leveling it up, and then I totally did. So... oops. Oh well. Not as though it hurts anything to have it leveled up. I'm just probably not going to use it. Right. Phew. It always makes me nervous. Anyway, we are finally at the top of the plantation. Which means this can only lead to one place. And a black wind blows through us. Fortunately, we've got the spur. But... as usual, my preference for melee weaponry shines through. Well, bother. Not worth jumping in the lava pit for that. The layout of this particular last cave is nearly, if not entirely, identical. Oops. To that of the hidden last cave in Vanilla Cave Story. My favorite flavor of Cave Story. Okay, that's probably about enough experience for okay, well, that didn't help anything. Point is, we've got enough experience for the blade, or rather, for Excalibur. Oh dear. was not as patient as I should have been there. Snake is my next weapon of choice to level up. Well, you're familiar. Par for the course. White Devil is essentially Red Devil, except what? The main reason that I want to level up the Snake is so we can take care of these presses more easily. They're a somewhat more pressing concern. Golly gee, this looks important. You shall not escape. The dream shall not end so long as we yet live. The dream is our creator's and no one else's. Why did you come? What reason do you have here? That does not matter. Jenka shall not awaken. Not yet. Not until our creator's dream comes true. The island shall crumble. And you along with it. Well, this seems important. So, once again, par for the course. The combined might of Genesis and Oblivion oh, whoops, I totally missed where I was. The combined might of Genesis and Oblivion is notably similar to the Undead Core fight from Vanilla Cave Story. Really, this fight's not bad. Genesis will continue to spawn enemies. But the gravity effect from the outer wall means that everything those enemies drop will just collect right over here. So, if at any point you're hurting for health or weapon energy, it's easy to just drop down, and the types of enemies that Genesis spawns vary based on your height. It'll be critters if you're low to the ground, and bats if you're higher up. So, just drop down and blast some critters for a moment. And you'll pretty much be able to take anything they can throw at you. I mean, try not to get hit by all that. Once Oblivion reaches this point, Genesis, by the way, is invincible. But Oblivion will keep spamming that attack for the rest of the fight. Which means it's always open, but also it's always trying to kill you. So, you know, it's a give and take. But that takes out Jenka's nightmare. Blasted barrier? What do you want from me? Is all of this my fault? My fault for being a stupid little girl who liked toying with others? My fault for having Balos create that wretched crown for my childish desires? Have I not suffered enough already? Serving fools and demons because of his sick sense of humor? Answer me! Well, huh. The barrier. It's... place is awfully familiar. Before we came to the island, there were already several incidents. Sue's father, Daisuke Sakamoto, was murdered in cold blood. By whom, no one knows. This was years ago, and it delayed our trip here significantly. It was originally Daisuke's idea to come here. He said something was waiting for him here. I can only pray that this something was not the crown. However, since Date seemed to take Daisuke's death the hardest, he may have been using the crown on his behalf. In a dubious way, I'm glad things turned out as they did. I would hate to think of what would happen to Sue and Momorine if Daisuke were to go mad like that. Still, I can't help but feel sorry for Date after learning about Balos' influence on this island. What may have started as fulfilling his partner's deluded dream turned him into another mindless zealot. I hope, wherever they are, they can rest peacefully. Well, that's all interesting. Phew. I see you've made it up here in one piece. Good, good. I don't know quite how to tell you this, but there's been another change in plans. Misery contacted us again just a few moments ago. I don't know why or how, but Jenka's barrier has fallen. And moreover, the island is no longer in any danger. I'm just as surprised as you are. If what Misery says is true, Jenka should awaken shortly and things should return to normal. I'm sorry to have placed so much pressure on you, quote. I can't say I'd know what to do if you never came here. But I suppose Jenka knew you had what it took if she... Strange that you'd be summoned here at all. If her memory of Balos drove her to tear the island apart... Perhaps we'd do better discussing this outside while we wait. Momorine and Ito should be here shortly. I see. And you're sure of this booster? We could still try pulling some strings. Ah, no, that won't be necessary, Reen. I'd honestly rather not get any more people involved here. If they caught wind of an out-of-control witch, I hesitate to think Jenka could be the first to destroy the island. Mom! Sue. Mom, I missed you so much. I thought I'd never see you again. Sue, I was worried sick. Everything's alright now. We can finally go home. And what are you guys staring at? Oh, right. Mom, Misery said she might lift the curse on me and Ito. Well, she said maybe, anyway. But still. Oh my. I think I might need a minute to take all this in. I promised myself I wouldn't cry, but... So, now what? I suppose we'll wait for Misery to make sure Jenka's okay. I hate being one to leave her be in her time of need, but... Well, I think she'll understand, considering the island's condition. Quote, "You've been more than excellent in your aid here on the island. I know it will never be enough, but on behalf of all of us, thank you for all your hard work." Sue and her family will head off soon enough. I'll be continuing my research on the island alongside Jenka. If you like, you could ask her yourself for the reason she brought you here. You're welcome to leave the island with Curly and Balrog at your leisure. I won't keep you any longer. You've done more than enough. What was it? If what Boosters told me is true, you've been a tremendous help. And Misery's on our side too now? All of this is just too good to be true. It does seem that way, but... I was certain that Sue had run away when she went missing. With all the research and experiments we've done, we always came close but could never quite lift the curse. I'm just relieved that she's alright. So I guess this is goodbye, huh? Well, crud. Say goodbye to Curly for me, okay? And Balrog. I was told that some of the stuff he did was really terrible, and I've been told that he's a nice guy when you get to know him. It sounds like no matter whose side he's on, he does everything he can to help out. I guess I'll have to try and forgive and forget, huh? Well, sure sounds like everything's wrapped up. Go ahead and heal up and save. You got up to the balcony all right? So, I guess we're done here? We can leave at any time. If that's okay with Balrog anyway. I'm ready to leave whenever you guys are. Then, I guess this might be the last time we ever see the island. Are you ready to go? Yeah. Alright, Balrog. We're good to go. Okay, guys. Here we go again. Hang on tight. So, there we have that. Jenka's nightmare defeated, stability restored to the island. Everything seems pretty much good. We got some new illustrations to show the new adventure we've been on. What's going on here? Not sure how that got scrolled over. Sorry about that, I forgot that checking on stuff would take the focus off of the game and make it pause. Oh, those were robots. Good to know. I hadn't caught that part of the credits info before. Review all the music going by. Doesn't look like it was too major. Fortunately, I wasn't saying too much, and we just lost a few moments of the credits. I think it's pretty clear there's more we could do, though. Rather than talking to Curly, head to the sand zone. Okay. I do apologize. Even in my personal game playing in the last few weeks, I've come to recognize that I really do obsessively check maps. This seems normal. Like moths to a flame. I really rather like the theories you cooked up, Misery. Putting Jenka herself to blame. Oh, but enough is enough. I'm through with my little charade, after having lost both of my puppets. Tell me, what do you plan to do? Kill me again? You've clearly no idea what you're dealing with, boy. It was I who brought you and your companion to the island, and I have to say you're the spitting image of yourself a year ago. It's no wonder you could defeat Jenka's magic so easily. Alas. Your bravado has started to get on my nerves, and it's about time I enacted my revenge. Did you know I had a brother? He and I were sent to this island together to destroy the source of the Demon Crown's magic. Kazuma Sakamoto. Are you Professor Booster's messengers? Aha! I was wondering when you were getting here. I'm Curly Brace. Nice to meet you. And Balrog, I see. Hi, Kazuma. So, any sign of Booster or my mother around here? They actually left for the island ahead of me while I tended to things. Oh? He said you two were leaving separately, but I think you were the first to get here. I haven't heard a thing from anyone else yet. I guess they got so wrapped up in preparing to evacuate the island. Hold on, evacuate the island? What in the world is going on here? Well... Professor? Professor Booster, are you alright? Kazuma? You have to get out of here. What's going on? What happened to you? It's him. Dr. Date. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but he's... Oh. No, no, no. It couldn't be. Please tell me this is some kind of joke. There's only one hope left now. Balrog? You said you were holding on to my machine gun for me? Oh, time for you to make a comeback, huh? Here you go. So now we're Curly. You're going then? Best hope is that my workshop is still intact. If it isn't, then you'll have to find... Ugh. Jenka's house would be your best bet, if my Booster 2.0 is still in one piece. I suppose we were so wrapped up in celebration back then, we could never have guessed the Doctor was still alive. So this is fine. And we do need to go to the Sand Zone. But there is something else we need to take care of first. And for that, we need all the weapon energy we can get. That is not weapon energy. Thanks, though. Whew. So, a lot's happened. I'm not sure whether Quote's alive, but everything's fine. This is fine. Did that actually drop nothing? Is that allowed? Well, that's going to make my job harder. We really do want to avoid falling down there. Okay. Right, we don't have a map system. I can't obsessively check the map. Whatever will I do? With the level 3 machine gun, we can fly up here to the 5th secret room. To those who found all 5, seek the door that isn't a door and the source of all magic. April 19th, 2014, 10:35 p.m. I haven't written a diary for a secret room in a long time. Has it really been 10 months? The game is almost complete, and I hope I can get it out by the end of the month. It's cutting it close, but at the time of writing, I've only a few pieces of dialogue left to write near the end of the game. That and some ASM for the final boss, which might take the longest. On the other hand, a lot of the time spent on this mod has been procrastinating the dialogue, so for all I know that might take equally as long. And there we have that. Fortunately, this means that we now have a level 3 machine gun, or whatever we're charging into. And that secret room is the reason that we needed to trade back the machine gun. If we had left the fireball with Balrog, then obviously he wouldn't have had the machine gun to give back to Curly, because we can only get that secret room right now. Anyway, to the sand zone. Have I mentioned that this is fine? Because fine is exactly the word I'd use to describe this. Fortunately, we have a bit of an advantage, because again, level 3 machine gun. Just have to make sure that I don't completely burn up all the ammunition. Like that. Fortunately, it does recharge pretty quickly. No save point up there anymore, but at least we can refill our health and ammo. Misery's abode has looked better. This is fine. So Misery's having a rough day. Perhaps I should offer her a Snickers. a slave to that demon again, even after Balos is gone. I would have never expected him to have survived for this long. You? I don't have time to argue with you about those children. I have to... I don't have time for that either right now. What happened here? We were caught off guard. That's all I recall before he turned me into that thing. He might have tossed Quote off the island for all we know. And my mother, wherever she is, I'm sure that demon is using her magic. You two sure are a peculiar pair. There's a chance he and my mother are still at her house. There's a passage ahead that should lead you deeper into Sand Zone. Go on ahead, but don't expect any miracles. We were all played for fools. He attacked Jenka in her most vulnerable state. I would have never suspected. To use my mother's magic to such an extent, just what kind of creature has that demon become? Fortunately, we've got more healing, more saving. And away onward. No bother. That's... yeah, there we go. Fortunately, the path through all the debris is fairly linear. Unfortunately, I only have a weapon with limited ammo, which means that I can't quite spam it to my heart's content. Oops. Oops. Don't like that. Okay. We do have another midway save point here, which is nice. Go ahead and save. Some of the other side paths that we've passed would potentially have useful stuff if we hadn't picked it up before. But anything we could have gotten up to this point, we have gotten. Well, I'm glad that we didn't hit the real bad spikes. Well, I'm glad that we didn't hit the real bad spikes as I go down one of those side paths that I don't need to go down. We'll just hover on by here. please. Bad. 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 These skeletons have so much health. I'm just gonna sit up here a minute. Unfortunately, not even that is safe, but... Second. Oh god. At this point, I'm not quite sure what's happening. Somehow it isn't resulting completely in my death, though, so I'll take it. I'm really bad at sit tight. I'm gonna get a drink of water while I wait for my ammo to come back, so I actually allow my ammo to come back. Cool, my ammo is back. Don't bother. Flying Southern, no. Yeah, we're not gonna. If we had the fireball, we'd have to go all the way around there. But we don't, so we don't. We got all of our weapons back, except for the spur. Now, this is that door that isn't a door in the Source of All Magic. We'll be back. I know what's past there, and I want the spur for it. To be fair, that really doesn't narrow down much of what it is, because I want the spur for most things in this game. That was not worth it. Oh well. Also, yeah, unfortunately, the crescent metal is not one of the things that is preserved. Also, I think Mr. Little's gone, which is slightly problematic. Oh, Thankfully, he's fine. Probably should have taken him back home before I got him wrapped up in all this. So, oops. Whoop. Wait. Actually, I'm curious. Okay. So it does... change to reflect the fact that Curly's riding now. Also, I have a map, which is cool. No sign of that boy or my mother? Damn that doctor. I want to make amends for the things I've done, but... Here. I was saving this for her, but I fear I may not get the chance. There are things I've done that I wish I hadn't, and this helplessness I feel is a painful reminder. I do not know what became of those children of yours. They were delivered to the doctor shortly after I found you. I know it's hardly an apology, but I too hope they're safe. Okay. Snake's looking pretty good. Scalver's looking quite good. Missiles should be my next priority. Oh, bother. Okay. There we go. No, I needed to hit the button faster. Oh well. Probably shouldn't stand so close to those spikes. They keep dropping missiles. I know I said missiles needed to be my next focus, but I didn't mean, like, actual missiles. The ears of a sandcroc are deaf at best. It is interesting to note, I don't actually know what happens with the spur. If you don't get it before all of that happens. I don't know. I mean, presumably, you don't get a note that says, hey, this weapon you don't have, I stole it. But I'm not sure if it's possible to get it at this point if you didn't already. Oh dear. Cool. Okay, I'm pretty okay with my weapons as they are. We could talk to them, but I'm not going to do that right now. All I want to do here is grab this chest that was behind that rocket for the final machine gun expansion. It's super weird that those are occasionally not dropping anything. I mean, in another game, that wouldn't be out of the ordinary. But pretty much everything in Cave Story always drops things all the time. Oh well. We need to go back to Amiga Village before we do anything else. Oh, hello. Have we met before? You seem rather familiar. Oh, that's right. A year ago, when Quote went up to fight the Doctor, you were headed after him. It must have been thanks to both of you that Date was defeated. Oh, did Booster fill you in already? I really can't believe it myself, but I rushed my daughter and I here as fast as I could. Is Quote not with you? I see. Then it's all up to you now. Still, there's no doubt in my mind that Date can be beaten once more. We're counting on you. Is the Doctor really back again? My mom and I rushed away so quickly I didn't even see him. But Quote isn't with you? He better not have kicked the bucket. I'll punch him extra hard if he did. He isn't really dead, is he? Well, we hope not. Right now, we've got business here. That business mostly doesn't involve using bubbles. But at least a little bit of it does. Okay, perfect. Oh, a feisty looking one. Sorry, Toots, no chicks allowed. I'm here to see King Pignon. Pignon. Is he there? Door's unlocked now. So now, I'm gonna save. Hey. Pignon. What kind of a trick are you trying to pull? This isn't the one. I'm looking for his gun. Are you the one who took it from him? Well, well, well. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. What's that to you, missy? Well, I'm here to take it back. You're here to take it back. You're here to take it back? Is this some kind of joke? Is that little punk making fun of me now? Is that it? I'm sick of that kid and every stupid little robot on this island. I'm going to scrap every last one of them and make them beg. Pignon. Yes, boss? Either you help me, or I kill you. This delinquent robot is to be turned to scrap! Do you hear me? So, we've got ourselves a fight. Die! We've got ourselves another fight. Fight this off! No bother. For whatever reason, minions are resistant to the blade. That actually went a lot better than I expected it to, if I'm honest. That fight took me so many tries the first time I did it. I mean, the loss of weapon experience hurts a little bit, but... Spur. I'm just gonna take a minute to figure out what just happened. Is he gone now? We'll just leave you be. We took a bit of a beating, but... could be a heck of a lot worse. Okay. Gonna duck in here so I can heal and save. And then, before we do what we're gonna do next, I want to build back up that weapon energy. But before I do that, I need to use the restroom, and probably go refill my water. So, I'm gonna do that. I will be right back, and then... oh boy, do we have some things in store. I'll be back shortly. Okay, well, aside from being ambushed on my way down the stairs, that was fine. Okay, so... let's see. How are my weapons doing? Could use a little more experience. A little more weapon energy. So... actually, I'm gonna see if I can pick it up on the way there. There's a good chance this is gonna be the last thing we do today, because I don't know how long it's going to take me. We're going back to the sand zone. And past me is right. I have the whimsical star for a reason. And that reason is that I might use it. So... you know, should use it. Okay. Since the Sunstone's moved, it's not going to be quite as long a trek back, but we are going to Jenka's house for that final secret room. No bother. Okay. That's as high as that can get without being level 3. There's a healing thing in here. Go ahead and save there. And I'm going to keep using the spur on the way, because I don't want to lose any weapon energy. Fortunately, there is a little health in here. Yep, we can only get in here if we found all 5 of the other secret rooms. Oh, interesting. So this is definitely a kind of meta area. I was once so naive. As a kid coming to terms with the internet, it came as no surprise that I looked for SNES games. Searching for ROM after ROM, playing games I used to own. It was a time of bliss. Then I came to learn that one could edit the ROMs with the right tools. There I was, like a kid in a candy factory, indulging in creating something of his own. At the time, my internet alias was Z-Tamat. My first initial next to a word for dragon. Completing level after level based on ideas alone, I eventually completed a large mod. It would be my first petty step into the world of creation, even if it was rather poor. Back when Cave Story was new and modding it was primitive, I would experiment with the given tools. Getting a hang of the tile sets and focusing on visual quality was my primary tasks at the time. I learned the game's tile sets were not bound to their limited colors, so I laid textures over tiles. I learned how to sprite and made a small cast of characters based on IRC members of the time. Eventually, I cobbled a short story together based on fantasy and a petty god complex turned villain. But I also grew bored. At the time, feedback was scarce. Nobody cared for modding then, and those that did were naive. Nothing but positive feedback and thumbs up. Did nothing but to help the game grow. So I gave up on it all. College came. With it came brackets of free time and nothing to do with them. At some point I became interested in shmups as a game of skill and patience. One such game was Fraxi. At the time it was a free roam shooter with a plethora of small bosses, and the tools to make your own. I would make several of them in my free time, but would not release them to the public eye. I knew better after the times I tried modding before. I knew I needed practice first. After I became confident in a small series of bosses, I contacted a member of their small community. Not only did they like my bosses, they loved one of them in particular. Over time, the game would adapt to a locked perspective that most shmups are familiar with. I indulged in making zealous cinematic presentations more than anything, and so I made bosses based off of the 7 Deadly Sins as a newer series to pull out all the stops. In the end, I ran out of ideas. There's only so many ways you can make a bullet shoot. As I ran out of ideas, I dabbled in coding a bit. While playing around in a small Sonic Communities fan game, I came across an incomplete mod. The mod had a small Mario Kart mode in it, and it was bafflingly underappreciated. And so I took it over, adding necessities required like random items and distance-based placing. I turned it into a full-fledged game all my own. People loved and accepted it. Perhaps coding became too frustrating, or perhaps the sprite artist was too slow, but it should come as no surprise that I abandoned it as well. Perhaps one day I'll return to it, but I'm not sure if I have the time. So you've come. I don't know who you are, or what you're looking for here, but my time here is over. This dream of mine has been fulfilled. I've completed what I set out to do. There's nothing left for me here. Perhaps one day I'll return. But I hope to look towards the future now. Do not follow me. What lies ahead is not something you can perceive. Discussing game ideas with a friend, we ran down a short list of games that could be modded for fun. Cave Story came up. I originally intended to sneak around, test the waters, and put together a short mod. But what I saw instead, not only had the community failed to age or evolve, it was stagnating before my very eyes. Jenka's Nightmare, an old but appreciated mod from the time when I had left the community, had been revived by one of the forum members. The revival promised an end to the game, and it delivered. Poorly. Terribly. Horribly. It was disgusting, and at the time of writing it is still considered the true ending. I really, truly hope that this final version of my remake will overwrite what the awful one has written. What has been done cannot be undone, but I hope with enough effort that it can be repaired. And here we are. So that's a lot of meta-narrative. The path to game creation looks different for everyone. Are you the one? Are you the dreamer of this dream? How strange. Your presence is sentient, but not nearly enough. No matter. I am the waker of the dreaming world. I have come to end this dream. Will you resist me? It comes as no surprise. but this dream has gone on for long enough. If you shall resist, then I shall tear you limb from limb. So this is a boss rush of sorts. Really, the only of sorts here is the appearance. It is interesting to fight an enemy based on knowledge of patterns alone. Wow, I didn't expect that to go quite that well. So, what we've seen so far was Sue's Nightmare. I hate this boss fight so much. Sue's Nightmare, Pseudo, Taroko, the Deconstructor Mark 1, Great White Critter, God's Good Tears, Alpha. Here's where things start to get fun. So long as you can avoid getting run over here, the Deconstructor Mark II can actually make for a pretty good recovery section. Which is important if, you know, you're taking things slowly because you just want to survive this boss rush. It's a little easier to use it as recovery if there are fewer things shooting you. And alas, I am very out of practice. But I also, again, don't care about my time. So because I value the time of everyone else a little more than I value my own, I'm not going to try to get to full health here. Probably. It's also my channel, I do what I want. Oops. Up to and including getting run over by a tank and delaying things further. The other fortunate thing to note is that that note that there's no shame in repairing yourself if you need it is essentially saying, don't worry about using the life pot during this whole thing. The game is generous enough to provide you with a second one. If you use one to beat this boss rush. And oh boy, am I going to use one to beat this boss rush. Because this is difficult. Bother. A lot of these fights are difficult on their own. And that's when you can be fully prepared for each of them individually. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking here. This isn't good. feel like I always have way more trouble on this fight in the boss rush than I do with the fight in the game itself. Case in point. So... if I'm honest, I really don't want to do this boss rush again. I know I only tried it once, but... I don't know, I'm really not feeling it. I have a save file from after beating the boss rush in reserve. So I could pull that up next time and go from there. Under normal circumstances, I would want to show every part of the game, and I want to at least mention the reward you get for doing this, which is an anime reference and completely cosmetic, because I want this to be a complete playthrough. But I also have to recognize that it's taken 2 weeks for me to feel like streaming again, and I'm really not feeling like doing this right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is next time I'll load up the save file with the reward, the save file that's already completed this challenge. Because again, it's a bonus challenge, it's completely extra. And we'll finish up the game then. Maybe then I'll be feeling more like giving this boss rush a try too. So, we'll see. But, yeah, for now, I'm gonna let my limits win over the extent of what I want to be able to show. And we're gonna call it for today. Maybe I'll stream on Friday. Again, I don't want to make any promises or commitments yet. I'm still figuring out what I'm up to. But, man, that's gonna change day by day. But, I'm glad that I did this today. Thank you for watching, and till next time, whenever that is, I hope you have a good one. Bye, everyone.